Yeah.
And now, Dave, just so you know, Jetai generally believes anything anybody comes on and tells her.
Well, that's bad. That's really bad. Don't do that. And here's the thing. Don't believe anything I say. None of it. Go verify this stuff yourself. Go verify yourself. And here's the thing. Use your God-given common sense. We all have it. Okay. But we're trading it in for nonsense because we can't understand big numbers. We can't understand concepts that are so ridiculous, they're ununderstandable. And therefore we go, well, I can't understand that. And therefore I have to trust the guy in a bow tie who lies, who's a failed comedian, and I have to get my information from him. Okay. So
Joe, you know what I want to find out what Dave thinks, because Dave, you live in Connecticut. Joe lives in Connecticut.
do I live in Connecticut? Do you believe I live in Connecticut, or do you know I live in Connecticut?
I believe from what you said. Are you not?
You believe it, but you don't know it, right?
Right.
My God.
Now you can continue your life believing, and there's nothing else to do. Go take a nap when we're done. Or you can go online and really research me and find my Facebook and find my friends and maybe find my high school and find some current pictures and like, yeah, this guy lives in Connecticut. That's what it takes. Belief is easy. Belief is the enemy of knowing, as Crow 777 Radio says. Knowing takes time and effort and energy. And so knowing that you live on a flat earth takes time and effort and energy. Believing you live on a ball with absolutely no proof whatsoever, that's easy. I believe I live on a ball, but I can't tell you why, but I'm not religious. Definition of religion or a cult is believing something and not knowing why you believe it. We'll get into it. Did you ask your question? I'm sorry.
What do you think about the fire? What do you think about the fires coming down from Canada? Isn't that crazy?
So they all lit at the same time. They all ignited at the same time. You guys saw that video, right?
I'm a little skeptical on that one, though. Did somebody?
Well,
somebody
I'm with you
purposely...
also. Well, hold on. So that now you're getting into the why and stuff. The overwhelming thing what's the word I'm looking for? Overwhelming, we'll call it. The goal of the globalists, in my opinion, is to depopulate the world by 95%. So they're doing everything possible. And, these fires are interesting because we have people reporting that they live on way upstate New York, 2 hours from Canada, and their skies never got darkened, but New York turned orange. Like I'm here, like my visibility was like a quarter of a mile. Okay. How did the smoke get from there to here? And then why is it orange? And then you heard about that train heist that what was it? Hexafluoride or I'm forgetting what it was. It was the sulfur, whatever that stuff was that was stolen, missing. It burns orange. It makes an orange smoke. So I'm not saying it's that. I'm just like, disappears, orange smoke, didn't cross over upstate New York, but got to Manhattan. I don't know how that's possible. I don't know. That's what I'm telling you. Yeah. I don't believe the official story. I don't know.
That is kind of weird.
That's a legit argument.
Yeah.
Right. And I think, it's important when you're having these sorts of debates, as Dave knows, that you can't really presume anything.
Right. Ammonium nitrate. And that's what was stolen. Ammonium nitrate. And if you look at ammonium nitrate when it burns, it makes the exact same color orange smoke.
It's interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
You breathe that air though, right? And I breathe that air. We're both here.
It's hard. Well, I breathe it. I don't know. You know what? I don't know enough about ammonium nitrate. I don't know a lot. Here's the thing. Flat earthers we know that we don't know some things. But Globers think they know everything, but they don't know anything. They don't even know their own model. We have guys that go along boardwalks and beaches and stuff, $200 in their hands, and they go up to people like, hey, do you think the earth is flat or a globe? And they're like, globe, of course, you idiot. And they're like, well, we're going to ask you 3 questions about the globe, and you win $200 if you can get them right. And the first one is, how many times does the earth rotate in one day in the globular world? Go ahead, Joseph.
1.
Very good. You're 1/3 of the way there to your $200. Okay. I'm not offering you $200 because I don't know how well researched you are, but a random person on the beach doesn't get this right. How fast is the earth spinning at the equator?
Is it 27,000 something?
I thought it was
Yeah,
like more
fail.
like I thought it was like 60,000. I don't know.
The spin of the Earth, the spin, not the orbit, the spin. If you're on the equator, how fast are you moving? I'll give you a hint. The Earth is about 24,000 miles around. It takes one day to go around.
Oh,
How many miles
24.
per hour?
Joe, you're right
24,000.
on.
1,000 miles per hour. Okay, you lost the
Okay.
200 bucks. And then the third one is how far is the sun? What's the orbiting speed? Anything. No one gets them right, but they defend the globe like they know it. They defend the globe like they know it. You know?
Yeah, I chaperoned a field trip to my daughter the other day. We went to the planetarium, and I was even talking to one of the dads. I told him that you were coming on, and I'm like, "What do you think about this?" And the first thing he said to me is, "Well, we're just spoon fed everything as a kid."
Very good. You know
Yeah.
what? Here's the thing. We're spooned like when you go to school, it's globe this, globe that, planets, orbits of the sun and moon. The first worksheet you bring home is the orbits of the sun and the moon and the earth, right? And this is all programmed into you before you could think. So to say, well, why, the one of the big fallacies is the majority fallacy, or I forget exactly what it's called, where, well, how can you guys be right and 99% of the world is wrong? Because they were spoon fed globe stuff before they had the ability to judge anything, right? Go erase your brains. You know nothing about the earth. You just arrived here today. You don't know anything. Go outside and tell me, are you going to come up with a flat stationary earth or a spinning, orbiting, whirling, twirling, corkscrewing earth in a space vacuum? Okay. Okay. I mean, so the burden of proof is on the positive claim. Oh, we're spinning through space. Have you or anyone ever in history measured axial rotation? Answer is no. Have you or anyone in history ever measured curvature? No. Okay. Have you or anyone ever in history ever had high pressure, our atmosphere, adjacent to low pressure space without a physical barrier? Answer no. Hey, can you go pick up some propane for the grill tonight? But don't bring the tank. Just bring the propane. Okay. Can you do that? Because you need to be able to do that if you live on a globe. All right. Thank you for coming. Joseph's already a flat earther. We're done here.
So,
Huh.
Joe wants to get in one of those moon landers and have you drop it in the ocean because it seems like it's really airtight.
Oh, yes.
That's the one thing I always show people that are Globers like us. I'm like, look at this.
Do you have
though.
my
It doesn't
app?
look
Do you have my app? You have the
Yeah,
app so you
yeah.
can pull up. It's at the tip of your fingers. So Joseph, look at this. Let me ask you a question. You have you own your home?
Yeah.
You live okay. You have a basement? A basement that you never go. Oh, you're in the basement.
Yeah.
Okay. So imagine your basement's unfinished and you hire some contractors to sheetrock your basement and they do it like this. Okay. Are you gonna pay them?
No.
This is an airtight spaceship.
That does not look airtight. in the
Okay.
slightest.
You would probably kick their ass. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look how stupid this is. This is paper mache and
Crepe paper.
crepe paper or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's foil tape, and if you really go in and look at the legs, you think that the legs would all be made the same, but some of them have foil wrapped around them. Some of them, they ran out of foil, so they changed it to something else. I mean, it's literally a friggin' fifth grader art project. Okay. It's so stupid. Ask any engineer, does this look sturdy? I mean, here's the other thing. So they were worried. The one that I remember as a kid, I'm a little older than you guys. They were talking about the moon landing. They don't know how deep the powder is on the moon, and they were afraid that the thrust of the engines could blow a hole so deep that the lander could fall in it. Right? You guys ever hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're afraid that it could blow a hole so deep that it would just be a problem. So this moon lander, there's no blown away dust. There's no dust. They should have blown dust everywhere. Should have landed on the feet. Everything is perfectly clear. There's no dust crater. Now down here, it's hard to say, is the nozzle of the rocket. These guys now have to go skeet shooting. What do I mean by that? Well, this thing has to fire them into the sky to meet the orbiter that's coming around at a couple thousand miles an hour. And they have to gain speed and connect so they can go back home. Okay? This is what they're doing from the moon. Okay? All right. And when I say skeet shooting, it's because one, a vacuum doesn't really work in space, but if you watch this. Oops. And it is going to take off. Remember, the nozzle's down here, and it's still down there. There's no nozzle on here. So this thing went poof, right? With two guys in there with not in chairs, right? Like imagine if they moved, the thing would start tumbling, right? And now this is just going to go up into the sky and meet up with the orbiter and dock perfectly, airtight. Okay. Who panned up? Who panned up? How did they do that? How did they get the film back to Earth?
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems over 50 years ago that kind of technology. I'm totally on board now with the moon landing hoax. I've been doing going through rabbit holes with this. I mean,
right.
I watched that Apollo 9 that thing on Netflix where they found 50,000 hours of tape. Have you seen that?
I refreshed my memory because they lost all the tapes. They lost all. Oh no, they didn't lose them. Because of budgetary restrictions, they taped over them. Remember when you used to have VCR tapes and you would tape over something? Right? They taped over all of the moon landing footage. Thanks for laughing, Joseph, because they're laughing at us. We need to laugh back at them. Yeah. All right. Right. So I want to show you one other thing. So this is, if I can find it. So this is now. We got the only light on the moon is the sun. So the sunlight's over there, and his shadow was going to the right. And then so I'm panning to the right, panning to the right, panning to the right. Now where's the sun? Is it over there, or is it kind of over where we're looking from? And look at his shadow; it's kind of going away from us. Panning to the right, panning to the right, panning to the right, and look at his shadow. It's now going the opposite direction. How is that possible with a single source light, the sun? Right? How's that possible?
Yeah. It moved to one side to the other of them, yeah.
Yeah. And so now watch this. Watch in his visor, you're going to see a reflection of some lights. I see two of them right now, two square lights in his visor. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now watch when he turns. Now it could be one light being reflected. I don't know. I'll tell you what I think it looks like. And he turns 3, 4. 4 lights. You see them? 1, 2, 3, 4. What are those lights? Could it be something like this? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, if you're listening right now, it looked like there was 4 bulbs shining on his
it's
what would you call that?
Lighting.
Mask?
It's front light. I literally am looking into front lights right now. That's why I'm lit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's interesting.
Yeah. It's exactly, and they didn't bring any lights to the moon. They even admit they brought no lights to the moon. Okay,
I'm not going to quote Joe Rogan as a source of anything, but
please don't, because go ahead.
He was talking about. He said one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. He said he used to not believe that we went to the moon, and then he saw evidence that he knows was falsified, fake pictures. He said he thinks it was from the training missions and that they basically patched work what was really happening with the training exercises, but that it definitely happened. And I thought that you saw evidence that it didn't happen and it made you think it did. That's backwards.
Yeah, because he can't get his lies straight. His famous quote was, "There's no way you'll ever convince me that we went to the moon. No way." And he was becoming the #1 moon hoax advocate when his podcast was really just starting to take off. Then he went on vacation. Weird. All of a sudden went on vacation. Came back. I think the first guest he had on was Neil deGrasse Tyson. And Neil, and he's like, oh, yeah. Oh, maybe we didn't go to the moon. And then he got a multi-million-dollar contract. He got his own television show, Joe Rogan Discovers Everything or whatever. And his first one was debunking chemtrails. Another like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know, does the word sellout mean anything? I mean,
It's
I love
hitting
Joe
home.
Rogan at the time. Yeah.
Dave, it's hitting home.
Yeah. So now, actually, just recently, he threw out some comments the other day about the moon landing, about it. Maybe it wasn't real. So I don't know what's going on. Like, maybe they're giving him a little leeway to gain some of his credibility back. But let me ask you a question. You see this? This is the lunar rover, right? How do they fit it in that remember that Badley sheetrock basement job I showed you on the moon? This thing was in there with two guys with golf clubs, with all sorts of stuff. And we did an analysis of this. It's the chassis of a Jeep, okay, of an old Vietnam era Jeep. Okay. This is an umbrella, like, I don't know, $5 on the street in New York City. And these are beach chairs. Okay. They literally webbed beach chairs. Okay. Right. And so this thing's scooting around the moon and they're hot rodding all over the place and just playing it back in slow motion. You play it back at double speed and it looks like they're on Earth. Huh. Weird. Okay. And you know how much that thing cost? $38 million back then in the 1970s, right? Today, this costs $37 million.
What do we get? Jeff Bezos' yacht or something?
Okay. No, Jeff Bezos doesn't have a yacht this nice.
Come on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. They spent $38 million
on that
to tape some beach chairs and an umbrella to some kind of
those are not beach chairs. Those are space chairs. Those are special space moon chairs. And then if you watch the video of them going around, they're literally dummies in there. Like they're it's like claymation. It's so stupid.
Someone has to call us next time. We could do it a lot cheaper than that.
Yeah, I recognize those chairs from when I used to go down the Jersey Shore and stay at the Thunderbird. Those were the
those are chairs from the 70s.
Yeah, that's exactly what that looks like. Yikes.
Right. It's not. They look like that because that's what they are.
Yeah.
Jetai, I'm curious if Dave has this. Remember someone sent us the clip a couple weeks ago of the mouse on the International Space Station? Do you know about that, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
You mean not on the International Space Station, on the rocket going up to the space station.
Oh, yeah. That's
okay. It was right here. Yeah. So, and then they immediately, it probably was a mouse. By the way, they got a zipper, right, to take a leak. How does that work airtight? How do you whip your wiener out? And how does the zipper stay airtight? Okay. On the moon. Okay. Right. And they're wearing freaking snowboarding suits, for Christ's sake. How come they don't blow up? Go Google, vacuum chamber experiments like soda can, or there's one with like Stretch Armstrong. They put him in there. He explodes. He explodes when you take all the pressure out around him. Okay. How come they didn't explode in these stupid freaking snowboarding suits? Right.
Yeah. And whenever they show astronauts and stuff, they're always just having like the time of their lives. Like they're throwing food to each other.
Fooling around, playing with water, electronics all over the place. A gorilla suits running around the space station. Okay. Wait, what did you just ask me a minute ago? These are like LL Bean boots. Look at these. These are moon boots. What the frick is going on? Right? It is so unbelievably stupid. It's ridiculous.
We're going to throw a bunch of these pictures up on Crimes, Conspiracies Beyond on our Facebook page so you can see in case you're listening on audio.
If you're not listening, you guys are going to put this up on YouTube, I assume, no?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so just link this under because people are going to hear this and they're like, what the hell is he showing? Let me see that. Okay. So it's fun to listen to, but it's better to watch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we could stay on the whole moon thing forever, but the fact that they faked the moon landing doesn't prove that the Earth is a globe. But the only proof that we have that the Earth is a globe is from NASA, who faked the moon landing. So I don't know where you want to take it from there.
Satellites. Let's talk about satellites then.
Yeah,
and satellites would seem to show around Earth from what they're beaming back.
They would. So how does a satellite show a round Earth? Does a satellite take a picture of a round Earth?
I don't. Do they take pictures? I would assume you could have a video feed on a satellite. Yeah.
You could assume that if a satellite was, but their favorite one is the Himawari 8 satellite, which is a Japanese satellite that sends a picture back to Earth every 10 minutes or every 15 minutes, supposedly, right? And that's their number one proof, right? And the pictures are just stupid. And but they have active current weather on them, right? But it always takes about 40 minutes. They're always 40 minutes late. Like, why isn't it immediate? Why don't we get it immediate? If it's taking a picture, give it to us immediately, 40 minutes late. So a whistleblower sent us a link to a NASA FTP site that wasn't locked. And we went in and we found thousands and thousands and thousands of folders of images. So all of these images, right? And they were all of the images from the Himawari 8. Oh, very cool. But then we found this. We found, hey, this is the world radar map of the weather. Okay. And then we found in there the blue marble, the plain blue marble globe painting, and how they wrap it around there and actually put the Terminator line on there. So it takes them like 40 minutes. Let me just jump forward here a little bit. So here's one right here. So this is a picture. Then we found the raw picture. It shows all of the Earth. So we can see the clouds over here and over here. Where's day and night? Is it noon right here where the sun's right behind me? So if we watch, and I'm showing you where they are, then they put on the Terminator line, right? So how did they see the star? If it's taking a photo, how did it see in the darkness? How did it get all the clouds over here? Okay, this is just a fake Terminator line, right? This is ridiculous. Look how big these clouds are. Okay. How do we see all of these clouds? This is done in Photoshop. This is done in Blender. This is ridiculous. Right?
Those white
None
things
of it
are
works.
clouds?
Yes, those white things are clouds. Look how big they are. They're bigger than some countries. Okay.
Yeah, well,
because they can't make them in reality when you no, it's not a storefront. A storefront. This is like a massive storm. Okay. When you look at what the Earth looks like from high, it literally whites out. Okay, here is where am I doing? Oops, I got rid of myself. Here I am. Okay, this is what the Earth looks like from 120,000 feet. Okay, it's whited out. You can't see anything. Okay, and these vibrant colors going into space, it's all absolute and total nonsense. We get back to the satellites in a second, but I want to show you. Here's some pictures of us of the Australia side of the Earth. Is this the one with Australia? Look at what color is the Earth? Okay, what color is the Earth? Right, and these are the official. Whoops, why do I keep doing that? These are the pictures of the Earth from NASA. Right, this is the blue marble that was on everyone's iPhone. Okay.
Yeah.
What are they showing? What is going on here? Oh, there we go. Sorry about that.
The third one over in the top row looks like a painting or something. Yeah.
They're all paintings. They're all paintings. This is the 2012 one. Let me show you about that one. So where is it? I have it right here. All right, so here's one, 2012 and 2013. Look at the United States. Look how wide it is and look how small it is. Look at the color. I mean, maybe it was just better weather in 2013, It's and then the blue marble one, Robert Simon from NASA in an interview, he's a NASA visual artist. He said he made it in Photoshop. He was given strips of data and he created it in Photoshop to look like people would think it looks. Okay, so he admitted it. So here's the one. So NASA tells us the diameter of the Earth, a straight line through the Earth, is 7,917 miles. Right? Here's something we can measure. We can't look up at the sky and go, well, Venus is the same size as Earth. How do you know any of that? You don't know any of it. But we can drive across Mexico and take a boat across the peninsula here in Baja, and we could say this is 934 miles, and we know it. So now we have a segment. This segment is 934 miles. How many of them equal 7,900 I think it's 3.5
Like-
or what?
No,
not
no,
3.5,
like
8.5.
a little over
8.5. Yeah, no, 8.5. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, 8.5.
Yeah.
I'm thinking you could probably fit 3.5. 8.5. It doesn't even fit on this page. Okay, so where's the rest of the Earth? Is it on the other side? Okay, where's the rest of the Earth? Right.
Yeah.
So then we get a picture. Well, what
Yeah.
about this picture from the space station? Look, NASA showed us this, and NASA showed us this. Well, what is the curve of the Earth? Is it that, or is it this? Because this is just this little area right here. Right. This is clearly just a fisheye lens. They love their fisheye lenses. Whoops, you're glitching out, Joseph.
Oh.
Me
Me and Joe have talked about maps a lot.
Yeah.
Like how it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if there's exact science to it. People have figured out maps like 2,000
You're
years
back.
ago. Like how accurate can it be?
Well, absolutely.
So
and
weird.
here it is, United States, right? So this circle represents what we're seeing on this side of the globe. All of this and this is all on the other side of the globe. Okay. If you can't figure out how that's possible, it's because you actually have common sense. Okay. You actually have common sense. So, it goes on and on and on. Here's another one. This one of Africa. Where's the rest of the globe? Right. Here's the other side. Look, here's the other side right now, but it only has this in it. Right. It only has. So all of this is on the other side. Well, how come we didn't see it on the other side? These are paintings by bad painters. Right. Because if they made everything, tried to make it like how it really would look, it would look weird and people would be going, that's not right. And, they literally are dumbing us down. Joseph, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jetai lives in Hawaii. Do you have anything on Hawaii? Is there anything different about living there anything about Hawaii do you have?
Yeah, well, Hawaii, you can see some of on clear days, you can see other islands that should be way, way over the curve. Let me ask a question. Would this be hard to paint? You think you could paint this and make it look as real as this?
No.
It would be
Yeah,
very
so
difficult.
It actually is a painting. Both of these are paintings. Which one's harder? Well, how would they paint that? I mean, how would they paint that? This is a painting. This is a painting. This is a painting.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think he's having some connection issues. He keeps disappearing.
I'm
not
here.
sure.
Oh, you're there. When your video goes off, I lose.
Yes.
You disappear. Okay.
I'm just fixing something. I'll be back for a second.
I'll allow it.
But so, Dave, what do you think about the James Webb Telescope? What's up with that whole thing?
We're going to get back to satellites. Don't let me forget, but let's hit James Webb.
All right.
So the James Webb Telescope is the biggest joke ever on Earth. Okay. So you ever hear of the program called, what the hell is it called? I forget the name of it, but it's a freaking art part. It's a free app on my phone, and I created a better picture than they did in 10 minutes with a free app. Okay.
This is you doing that right now?
This is me. I'm making a freaking James Webb picture. Okay. Look at that. It's amazing. Look at that. If NASA showed a NASA fanboy that, they'd be like, oh, it's so cool. Look at the Magellanic Cloud and the, oh, look at these galaxies. But what you didn't notice in space here, take a look right here. There's a very unique structure in space. It's called Flat Earth Dave. Right there. It's me. It's me. I'm in space. I'm standing on a Magellanic Cloud. All right. You want to get into the James Webb Telescope a little more. So there's my beautiful picture. And I showed it to a Glober and they're defending it. And I'm like, oh, really? 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 Did you guys see this picture that I think it was, an astronomer here on Earth took a picture of a distant star. You guys saw this when it was out? It was in all the news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
The red.
Do you like it? Because it's a slice of sausage. He
Looks
took
like
it.
pepperoni or something.
He tweeted it, and all the scientific magazines were tweeting it, going, "Oh my God, what a great photo!" and everything. And he got in a lot of trouble. So this is how James Webb works. Okay, so here's the Earth during our northern summer, and here's the Earth during our northern winter. But there is a spot. The sun has more gravity than Earth. So somewhere in between here, closer to the Earth, the gravity should be equal, and it can lock. You can park something right in that They call it a Lagrange point. If you're thinking that I'm talking complete and total bullshit, it is, but this is what they say, right? So you can find that spot. Like if you had two magnets and you're trying to measure it, get a little metal ball to float, and not go to one or the other. So it's called Lagrange point, right? So here is, that's not what it is. James Webb, first image. All right, oh, by the way, my image or James Webb image?
Can't tell them apart.
Right?
Yeah.
My image or James Webb? Want to take a guess?
Oh, I'm gonna say that's yours.
Yeah, no, that's James Webb.
God damn it.
Okay. Right. And then James Webb can get these pictures 4.6 billion light years away. And this is a security camera at one of the Bang Bang events that happen, 10 feet away. And that's what we get. I think that's actually a galaxy on his face right there. He's actually a black hole in the shape of a human, right? Okay.
So if people haven't heard,
hold on.
Yeah.
Here is the launch of the James Webb Telescope. I'm going to go through this real quick. Let me just fast forward. Did this play yet? Why is it going so slow? All right, so the James Webb goes up, and then they immediately switch to cartoon. This is what they show us for the launch. This is the cartoon. Okay,
yeah.
and then it deploys the James Webb when it's right over the Earth. Okay, so you can still see the curvature. They always show the curvature of the Earth. Let me see if I can get to that point. Where is it? This is just I'm showing you the entire live stream was all a cartoon. Okay,
right.
So this is what I wanted to show you. So this is the James Webb this is supposedly real. It's doing a selfie of itself, and it's launching the camera. It's launching the telescope, and then it's going to deploy. Now, what the heck are we looking at? Right. So this thing is deploying itself. Now it's going to open up. It's going to open up its wings. Hold on. Let me get a little closer. All right. So here it goes. So here it goes. Now the camera's breaking up. Now it's right above the Earth. This is the Earth right over here. Yeah. Right. So what are we? 100 miles, 500 miles, 1,000 miles? I don't know. We're very close to the Earth, and it's deploying it. So it's going out of the rocket, and it's going to deploy its wings. All right. But we're losing connection already. Okay. Mm-hmm. This thing then has to go to that Lagrange point 1 million miles away and park itself. How does it get there? How's it going to get there? Okay. Now watch the wings up here. I'm going to fast forward and look. Now it's putting out its solar panels or whatever. How is it going to get to the Lagrange point and park itself? And how does that Lagrange point, and we get closer to the Earth, to the sun, and farther from the sun? How is that? It's moving at like thousands of miles an hour just to keep the Lagrange point. Here on Earth, when they take you remember the image years ago that came out? It was on all the science magazines, called the deep star field, where they focused on a spot in the sky the size of a grain of rice. They did like a 14-hour or 5-hour exposure, whatever it was, right? And they said that this giant telescope on the top of a mountain in Hawaii, I believe, that it's on the cement pad, and cement pads are like 10 feet thick and perfectly, level, that the technician has to walk around in socks, because if they have shoes on, a slight little vibration could ruin the image. Okay. I have to ask you a question. Did they forget that the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour while spinning, and chasing the sun at 500,000 miles per hour when they're focusing on that point in the sky? And they're worried about a little vibration.
Right.
Okay. Right. People don't think. People just don't think. It's so absolutely, completely ridiculous.
I know we just take for granted that we're spinning and stuff. We never talk about it or anything like that.
All right, but you also touched on something, and it's one of the things that's kind of held me back personally, Dave, from buying this part and parcel. You mentioned basically the seasons. Why are there different seasons on different parts of the Earth at the same time if it's flat?
Okay. I'm going to explain seasons to you. We're going to take our time. It's going to be very easy. You're going to open up your mind to this concept, and then you try to tell me how it doesn't work, okay? Because you won't be able to. But first, this is satellites. NASA puts up tens of thousands of satellites on balloons. They're crashing all over Earth. People are getting videos of them before the military shows up and picks them up. But NASA controls all the helium on Earth. Did you know that? They own all the helium companies on Earth. And they use more helium than everyone else combined. Yeah, that's a real thing, right? And this thing
is like, why there's a helium shortage?
Yes, there's always a shortage, but enough for party balloons, but not enough for rigid inflatable ships. And then they with the Hindenburg, they demonize hydrogen. Oh, my hydrogen bombs, explosion, the humanity, another hoax, okay? Because they don't want us having airships. Because if you have an airship, you could go explore extended periods of time. You don't need to refuel. Hey, I want to go explore beyond Antarctica. Oh, no, you cannot do that. All the wars and fighting over resources and everything in this world. What are two things that all of the countries agree upon? There's only two things. They all agree upon it. They're fighting for resources. They're fighting for land. They're fighting for this and that, right? But they all agree on everybody must get this thing stuck in their arm, and nobody's allowed to go to Antarctica except for a guided tour of the outer lands or the inner lands, depending on how you look at it. Okay? Weird.
How much is one of those trips to Antarctica? Like thousands?
Yeah, like $10,000 or way more, and then they only bring you to a little tiny island, and you don't really go anywhere. They just basically bring you to Deception Island next to Rothschild Island, right? Like, what's going on there? What is going on there, right?
Do you at least get to pet some penguins or something?
Yeah, you get to see some penguins. They bring you here to this little tip right here, okay? Which is bigger than some countries, okay? But no one gets to go out here. No one gets to see what's out here. What's out there, okay? It's a prison for your mind. We'll get that at the end. You just asked me about seasons, okay? And seasons are my absolute and total favorite. Let's do it this way. Let's go here. So in my app, the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, you can find all my stuff at flatearthdave.com. If you want to book me for a show, flatearthdave.com. If you want to find my socials, my interviews, everything, flatearthdave.com. If you want to find my app, flatearthdave.com. Okay, so seasons. It was in here. Where did seasons go? I had a graphic for you that I wanted to show you, but so during So Joseph, during our winter, is the sun closer? Where are you located, Joseph? I'm assuming you're in America. You're in Connecticut. Okay. Yeah. All right. So during our winter, is the sun closer or farther from us than it is in the summer?
It's further.
Yeah. In our summer. You're saying that because you're just going with the opposite of what you actually think?
No, I really don't know anymore. I don't know.
Summer, it's hotter. It's hotter in the summer. Why isn't the sun closer? It's farther. You're right. Okay. Yeah. It's farther. So why is it, what causes the seasons? And the answer is, if my microphone here was the sun and northern hemisphere is here, when we're tilted away, that sun spreads over a bigger area. Okay. So we're tilted away. It's over a big area. Because we're tilted away, it's lower in the sky, right? If the sun was, right here on the equator, right? And then we tilt it away, it's now lower in the sky. It's lower, right? When you tilt it away, it just lowers it down. And that's why you think you have your seasons. So, Joseph, you and I decide in February that we're going to go hang out, and it's freezing cold. And we're hanging out on a football field, and we're sitting 20 feet apart because we don't want to infect each other. We want to stay safe. Be safe, Joseph.
Safety first, Dave. Yes.
Safety first. And we're trying to drink our beers, but they're freezing. The beers are actually freezing. It's not very enjoyable. And then Todd comes over, and he's got a heat lamp on a 15-foot pole, big heat lamp. And he holds it directly over your head, 15 feet above your head. You're like, whew, that's nice. You take off your coat, your beer melts. Okay. And I say, Joseph, where is that sun? Point that heat lamp's your sun. Point to it. And you'd point, oh, it's right up there. Right. But from my perspective, it's still 15 feet off the ground, but it's over there, lower in the sky, like my winter sun. I can barely feel the heat. It's lower in the sky. It's farther away from me. Now, Todd decides to walk over to me, and he brings he keeps it at the exact same height. Now you watch it, and you watch it go away, getting lower and lower and lower. I watch it approaching, getting higher and higher and higher. At all times, it's only 15 feet above the ground. Like if you're standing under a streetlight, the row of streetlights on a flat street, the one above you is your summer sun. The one down the road, that's your winter sun. It's lower and farther. That's why you don't feel heat. Okay. And if you look, these are the heat bands. Why are the heat bands equal on the equator when the Earth is tilted? The Earth is tilted. Okay. The Earth is tilted. It should look, why is that heat band following the equator? Right. It makes absolutely no sense until you look at it on a flat Earth. The red area is the tropics, right? We live on the inside there, and that's where it's warm because the sun goes over. The way the sun works is this. The sun goes around once every day, once every 24 hours, right? It migrates into the Tropic of Cancer, which it's almost over right now. So on the 21st, it'll be as close as it's going to get to Connecticut. That's when it's highest in the sky. And then 6 months later, that's our summer, and it's Australia's winter. 6 months later, 4, 5, 6, the sun moves all the way out to the Tropic of Capricorn, and it's their summer because the sun is over them. It's farther from us. It's lower in the sky, shorter days, farther sun, colder. Okay. It's hot in between the tropics. That's the tropics, Tropic of Capricorn, Tropic of Cancer, because the sun crosses over them twice a year. It never really gets that far from them. 6 months in, 6 months out. But for us, it only gets near us, then it goes away again. It's near us and it goes away again. That's how seasons work. Now, if seasons were just because of the tilt, why in June, when I'm on Long Island Sound and I see the sunrise in June, I could feel the heat immediately. When you think about it, that is the most severe tilted I could be away from the sun. And it's 3.5 million miles farther away than in the winter. I'm looking at the sun. It's near the horizon. I could feel the heat on my face. But in December, I can go out at noon, look at the sun at the highest point for that day, and I could barely feel the heat on my face. It's 3.5 million miles closer. It's a much more direct angle to me at that time. It's 50 degrees in the air versus 1 degree off the horizon, an 89-degree tilt. I could feel the heat. I can't feel the heat. Okay? Seasons prove the Earth is flat. On the app, if you hit the question mark button and you go to seasons right there, you hit that button and up come all the videos that they're hiding for you that will completely teach you about seasons. Okay. Right. You put seasons on a flat Earth, none of those videos will come up. Okay.
And I've watched all the videos multiple times. What is up with the Flat Earth Society? Are those not flat earthers? They want to make us think something else.
Google will lead you right to the Flat Earth Society. They want you thinking that the Earth is a disk floating in space, right? But no flat earther thinks that. That's where they'll lead you to. Obama mentioned Flat Earth Society a half a dozen times in his speeches. Okay, so they want you going there because it's ridiculous, right? Whenever mainstream media talk about the flat Earth, why are we a disk and they're all around planets, right? You don't know what those are. They're lights in the sky. They look round. Saturn looks round to me. I think it's round, but that has nothing to do with the shape of the terra firma that we're standing on. Okay. So
yeah.
Go ahead. You first.
There is one more thing we do want you to bring up, because Jetai and we did agree on this. We do think those astronaut videos are faked with the harness. We're those do seem fake to us. Can you show us those ones when they're
they're faked, or they are faking it?
No, we think that that they're faking
everything
it.
was staged, basically.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. So what if our world was set up like this? Here we are, South America, right? Australia. And this is Antarctica, maybe 1,000 miles wide, and there's more land beyond Antarctica. What's another word for more? Can you give me another word for more?
Extra.
Extra. What's another word for land?
Terra.
Terra. So you've heard me. Extra terra. Extra territory. So who would be living on the extra territory?
Extraterrestrials, Dave.
And if they came to visit us, if they came to visit, you've been listening very good. If they came to visit
I'm a
us,
fan, Dave. I'm a fan, dude. I really am.
it would
Like I said, I
it would
want
be
to believe all this.
extraterrestrials from outer space, or the outer space, right? So, can we talk about emergency landings real quick?
Yeah.
All right, can we go a couple minutes over? Is that all right?
Yep.
And then what? And then you just asked me about something else.
The astronauts on like where they were like on harnesses and stuff like that.
Yeah, we started off with them. We'll finish up with them. That's great. So Southern flights. Here we go. So, you guys are aware of Southern flights, right? Why Southern flights always go into the Northern Hemisphere when Northern flights never go into the Southern Hemisphere. Why is that? Should be some symmetry if we live on a ball, but there's none. Okay. So here is an emergency landing from New York City to Hawaii, and they landed in Seattle. Seattle's over here. Like, why didn't they land in California? Okay. On a globe. But if you look at it on a flat Earth, Seattle is directly on a straight line between the origin and the destination. Right. So here's another one. London to Palestine.
Pakistan.
Yeah. Emergency landing in Moscow, right? Moscow. Now, this looks small. This is like 1,500 miles, okay? And it got there in a ridiculous amount of time. Super, super easy, super fast time. What? You have a question?
Yeah, and is it possible, though, that it's because the Earth is curved and moving that you would have to...
Oh my God! If the Earth was moving,
Dave, maybe I'm an idiot. I'm just asking. I don't know.
No, you're not an idiot, because we all had those same beliefs. It's just weird that it's on every time they pick a space that's way out of place. It works perfectly on a flat Earth map, right? Again, another emergency in Moscow. Moscow's right on the line there. Stop in Calgary, way out of the way. Calgary's right on the line there. It just goes on and on and on. Emergency landing in Manchester. Right, Manchester is out of the way, but again, it's on the flat Earth map.
Who the hell figured this out, Dave? This is interesting.
Flat Earth Banjo. He used to work for the airline, so he's very knowledgeable in this stuff. And basically, it's not really that hard. You just have to understand that you have to get all the data. He's got a book called 16 Emergency Landings Proving Flat Earth, and that it's a free PDF online. It's a free PDF online that you can get, or you can get it at lulu.com. It's a great book. He's documented everything, all the news reports, all the flight paths, everything, customer testimony, whatever. It's all in there. And it's a great coffee table book. And it's called 16 Emergency Landing. Excuse me. But the thing is, there's been a lot of new ones, right? This is my favorite. This one here, give me a second, is a flight from Hong Kong to the UK, but it stopped in Germany, right? 12-hour flight, right? And they're flying, and right about here, a family was flying together. The mom died suddenly. Weird. Had a heart attack, died suddenly. Young mom, right? Young kids. Can't explain it. Weird. Hey, easy. You're joking. God bless Dr. Fauci. Yes, no jokes. It's a serious matter. Okay. So 4 hours into the trip, and they flew for another 8 hours. Little kids sitting next to their dead mom, husband sitting next to their dead wife for 8 hours. How come they didn't land? Right. And the answer is because they were over Russia. And if they landed in Russia, two things happen. One, Russia would be like, oh, let us help. And that could spark peace. Okay. We couldn't have that. And the other thing is, what the hell are we doing over Russia? And somebody might figure this out and then cause a big whoop. Right. So they landed in Germany. Why didn't they just finish the trip and get to London and get the people home? Okay. At that point, those kids are damaged forever. It's absolutely, it's unexplainable. And just another one. I just give you one more. This one is from New York, right near us, to New Zealand, right about here. Emergency. They stopped in Fiji. Well, it's about the same distance. It might even be longer. Why'd they go to Fiji, right? Why didn't they just keep going to Auckland, New Zealand? And the answer is because if you look at it on a flat Earth map, Fiji's right in line. Fiji's not over here. Fiji's right here. Zoom in, right there.
Yeah.
Fiji, New Zealand, straight line. Weird how that always happens. Weird. Can I have a weird?
Yeah, it is weird.
That's
So
weird.
who made this flat Earth map, though? Where'd this flat Earth map come from?
So the flat Earth map is and we don't claim to have a perfect map, although the Gleason's map certainly does work, and that's what I use on the app. Because on the app, if you look wherever the sun is, so this when you're looking at the app, it's a top-down view. You're looking straight down from over the North Pole. And if you like when it's over here, I call my friend in Australia and say, "Hey, where's the sun?" And he goes, "It's right above me. It's 12 o'clock." I'm like, "Oh, wherever the sun is, it's 12 o'clock. It works perfectly." And so I call somebody, when the sun's over here in Africa, they're like, "Yeah, it's right above me." So I challenge anyone, get the app. When the sun is directly over where somebody is, call them up and ask them where the sun is. And they're going to say it's right over my head. Okay. Now it won't be over their head in here, but in December it'll be right over their head. But if you know somebody that's right underneath the sun, so there is something accurate because the sun is there. All right. So when you say where did the map come from, this map is the Gleason's map, and it's in every library and encyclopedia and schoolroom until 1950s when they removed it and pretended it didn't exist. Okay. Right. People go, "Oh, well, the earth is flat. How did they attack Pearl Harbor from Japan?" Because they show on a laid out flat earth, globe map that it's a crazy trip. Here's Japan and here's Hawaii. That's it. That's how they got there, over a flat earth, a flat, non-rotating earth. Yeah. Okay. I want to show you about the spin of the earth.
On this topic, how far away do you think the sun is from?
Wow, great question. So my personal feeling is the sun that we see is not the actual sun. It's more of a projection. Like when you take a magnifying glass and focus the sun onto a little dot and burn ants. I know that you did it. You probably still do it.
I still do.
Yes. So if you lifted it up 6 inches in the air, that dot's not gone. It's 6 inches in the air. If you blew some fog into there, you would see it. It would be right there. And I think that's how the sun is being projected into our atmosphere. And so you go out and look at the sun on a sunny day. Well, that's how you'd have to look at it. You can see that there's blue sky behind the sun. It's right here. And then we all see it in a position relative to our own position. Right?
Do you think it's like a reflector or something?
How much more time do we have? Because I can show you some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what is it reflecting off of?
Well, some people claim there's a dome. I think we see it in what we call an azimuthal grid of vision, and there's longer videos on that. You'd have to look, on the app in the homeschooling section under Schooling Globers, there's a whole 2-hour stream on that, and that it takes that much time to understand what you're seeing. But I'll show you optically how that works. So if looking for my folder, where'd it go? There it is. Where is it? Okay, so here I am in my room. I dropped a blue sheet down. I'm dividing the room. On the other side of the sheet, 10 feet away, I've got a light. It's actually a square light. It's a square flashlight, really weird, but it looks round. It looks like a sphere. Okay, and so we're seeing, this is the projected sun. I'm not seeing the flashlight. I'm seeing the light that's on the sky sheet. So Paige is to my left. I say, I'm looking from her. She sees it right there. So if I put a quick little X on that sheet, she's looking at the sun over there while I'm looking at it right there. We're looking at it in two different places.
Right.
We're looking at the same thing in two different places. So one could say we have a personal relationship with the sun. Interesting.
Now, if that's what the sun looks like, kind of what you're showing.
It looks just like that. It's crazy, right? Yeah. And then I was playing around with the sheet, and I was zooming in and out, and so here I was changing the focus. Right, it looks like a sun, right? Doesn't that look like a sun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually made a video where I showed that and I talked about, that's not, and everyone's like, oh, it's amazing. And then I backed out and showed you that it was just a flashlight. And everyone's like, what the heck? Right. So people want to believe what they want to believe, and they'll believe anything as long as they don't have to do any work. If you want to become super rich, invent something that makes people lazier. Okay. Like DoorDash. Not only do you not have to cook your fast food, they'll deliver it to your couch so you don't even have to get up. Okay. Right.
You get anything now.
Yeah. So, but let me show you another. Let me take this point and slam it home with eclipses. So this is one, and have you guys seen my eclipse explanation from the projected sky?
Yeah, I've seen this.
You've seen it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll skip it. It's fine. So there's so much more. You can find all my stuff at Flat Earth. Oh, we have to go to the ISS. You want to see some focus on the ISS. Okay.
Yeah. Then we might just have a couple quick questions to fire at you before we wrap up.
Who's our ghost person? What's your name again?
Jetai.
Jetai. Do you have long hair, Jetai?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Jetai, do you work out at the gym ever? You ever get sweaty? You exercise? Okay, let's pretend that you do. Don't answer that question. Is this woman having a good hair day? Okay. Look at her hair. This is a good hair day. Does she have like professionally done makeup on? So she's in space. She has professionally done makeup. Her hair, that's a great fucking hair day. Okay. Better than yours, Joseph. And your hair looks good. Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And you're right. I'll grant you that. She is dolled up for no reason.
They get one shirt a month, one pair of socks every 10 days, I don't know how often they get a new washcloth, and a bag of water. Okay. So she only takes sponge baths. She's been up there for 6 months. Look at her friggin' hair and makeup. Okay. If you don't have a problem with that, I can't help you. Okay. I can't help you.
That should be crusty hair right there.
It should be disgusting. It smell like the worst dump sewage up there. On my channel, DITRH, everybody subscribe there. I got short videos. Everything's under 5 minutes. There's one. Scroll down until you find I have to go to the bathroom. Okay. The ISS bathroom debunks space travel completely. It is the dumbest thing ever. Okay. It is so ridiculous, so disgusting. They poop in this little square box that has a plastic bag. Then they have a stick to push the poop down in. Okay. And then when it's full, they zip tie it off and they throw it out into space. Okay. Okay. Who watches the poop stick? Okay. What happens if you have diarrhea?
Ew.
Right. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I have a challenge out. Make that same toilet here, if they have an ISS, and have somebody use it for a week here on Earth with gravity assisting the downward direction, the alleged gravity. Okay. And let alone space, please. It's so friggin' dumb. It's unbelievable. So, ISS, right? ISS screw ups. Here we go. This one. I got this one. So here's Kamala Harris talking to the space station, and they're always playing with stuff, playing with their microphones and stuff. So here's this guy, and he's playing with this wire, right? Yeah. Like, oh, it's floating. This is cool. Everything. You always have to have something floating. Long hair. Would they ever let anyone with long hair in space? They don't even let them in a friggin' airplane, a fighter jet, like a pilot. Okay. But a little screw up. Watch the wire goes right through his arm. It goes right through his arm. Ready? I'm going to zoom in a little farther. And it's literally a layering issue. You go a little farther. Hold on.
You had Dave, the same thing before, like an orange went through someone's hand.
Yeah. I'll show you that. Look, it's going right through his hand. Yeah. Watch. It's behind his hand, and it went right through his wrist. Through his wrist. No problem. Right? This is all augmented reality. This is all complete and total garbage. Okay. Yeah. I want to find the lemon. I haven't shown the lemon in a while, but let me, I'll get to that. Yeah. Here's one, Don Pettit. He's like talking about, we have space coffee. We don't like drinking out of a bag. So he made a cup out of this leftover piece of plastic. And then he's like, oh, look, it's floating. Now watch the coffee. Watch. All of a sudden it dislayers. What happened there? What happened? So this is showing you that it's complete and total CGI garbage, right? Garbage. Look at that. Right? Don Pettit loves, not Don Pettit, Chris Hadfield loves playing his guitar, right? They got a 7-second delay, but he sings with an orchestra on Earth without any delay. It's crazy. But this is one. This guy's holding this microphone inside of his neck. He misplayed. They're in different rooms, okay, in different green screen rooms, and the microphone is inside his neck. Oh, that's cosmic rays. You don't understand the radiation in space, and that's why it looks like that way. I mean, the Glober arguments are absolutely and completely, totally retarded. All right.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. And then, and they use all different techniques, green screens. Now, watch this guy's left arm. He moves it in a way. There was a little glitch right there. Again, cosmic rays. But watch what happens. You don't see anything green behind him. But when he moves his arm, what is that? A little green screen glitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Green screen. Why are they using green screens in space? Why are they using green screens in space? Right. So here's one. These guys were talking. Guys are always flipping their hat around, flipping the microphone around. This guy goes in way in the background, zooms by. No one saw it. I zoomed in. He's like literally like 40 yards away. And so I zoomed in, and you could see the harness and the wire. Okay. And then the NASA apologists go, well, they wear harnesses with wires for safety. How does zero G having wires, like how, like you would strangle yourself. You just get tangled. Okay. Yeah. Now in the script, he's supposed to hand this guy the hat or something, and he moves his arm, and this guy thinks he sees it because the monitor that has these CGI objects, the hat, is in front of them. And now watch, I'm going to zoom out. Watch, he moves his right arm. Here it goes. 1, 2, 3. And he thinks that's the hat, and he takes it and puts it away. Oops. I'm just looping it here. Okay. He takes it and loops it away. Right. And then they get kids, right? Kids, right? This balloon, this ball is real. It's filled with helium, and she's playing with it, and it's kind of just at that neutral buoyancy. But did you see that? Watch again. Nothing's there, and now it's there. So that is augmented reality, and she's manipulating it. This absolutely proves that they use Leap Motion augmented reality. And NASA has contracts with all of these augmented reality companies, with wire harness companies, with like all green screen companies. They have these huge contracts with them, public, but nobody cares. Nobody notices. Nobody cares. No, what is that? George Carlin has to say, nobody cares. Nobody notices. Whatever. It goes, what's this green screen glitch? Oh yeah. This one, everything that's floating glitches out at the last second. It's weird glitch. Okay. But nothing else glitches out, just the things that were floating. All right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
So this is just showing you the Argo system. This is what they practice on, right? So they're practicing for spacewalks. Okay, look at this guy and look at this guy. Is there a difference? Is there a difference?
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Sometimes they do spacewalks and they remember the gorilla suit. There's spacewalks underwater. Sometimes they don't. They do them with harnesses. So they do all sorts of stuff. So you're still guessing. This guy's going around a corner. There is no corner on a zero G plane. And so, they faded him out a little too soon. Look, he's transparent. That just shows there's a crossfade there. So you're not showing you anything real, just like his hamburger disappears every time he wants to bite it. It's no difference.
Oh my God. I used to have that in one of those speak and says when I was a kid.
Those are great.
Yeah.
Again, all of the main actors, Will Smith, talking to the ISS. I don't want to go there and getting all the kids in. It's all about that, right? And so at the end, the guy goes up. Where's he going? Where's the ceiling? I thought this thing, well, maybe that's another passageway. But then he comes to you, and then he fades. There's like a weird fade out. I think does this one show it? Wait a minute. That's faded out. Is that the fade out one? I don't know. It's just weird. Oh, look, he just faded out there. You see?
What the heck?
It's transparent. Okay.
Now, are these videos that you're showing like public? Can anyone look at these, or only from your channel?
they're well, no, there's so many videos out there. Just go watch the NASA friggin' rocket launch channel. Oh, let me show you the rocket. I want to go to the rocket launches for a second. Where is my rocket launches? It should be under rockets. All right. So this one is This is interesting. Let me see if I can do this. I haven't shown this yet. All right. So this is what I call thrust. So you ever see the one an airplane when they test the jet on an airplane, okay? And it just totally blows that bus away. That's a jet on an airplane on a runway. Now, the jet is sitting on wheels on a runway, and it's pushing backwards, okay? So it's not even rolling yet. It does have the brakes on, but it's not even rolling. And it's just so the thrust isn't even that much, because the thrust to push that plane straight up would have to be a lot more than to roll it down the runway, right? That's why they roll down the runway, they get speed and everything. So think about the amount of thrust that it would take to push that airplane up. Now that airplane only weighs, I don't know, X, whatever it is, right? But when you look at rockets weigh way more than those jets. They're filled with fuel. They weigh, dozens of tons. Okay. And they're going straight up. So the amount of thrust is insane. You guys ever been, you've been in a hurricane? It's crazy. 120-mile-an-hour winds are insane. 200-mile-an-hour winds are super destructive. A tornado has like 250, 300-mile-an-hour winds. They'll turn trees into splinters. They'll pull cement out of the ground. That's a 300-mile-an-hour room temperature wind. The thrust that comes out of a rocket is superheated. It's not cold, that's for sure. But take the heat out of it. Let's just take the thrust, the power of the thrust, okay? The power of the thrust. So watch, all the smoke just comes out of nowhere, okay? All this smoke, right? And then it goes up into the sky, and then there's no smoke, and you have all the thrust. Now, right here, the amount of thrust going down, if you were anywhere within, I don't know, a quarter of a mile in there, the blast wave of energy, of thrust, because it's lifting all of that up, okay? It's lifting all of it up. How come that smoke? Now, that's, you say, well, there's a summer breeze going from right to left. See the summer breeze? It's just taking the gust with it. Where's all that thrust? This should just be obliterated. It should obliterate that tower. It should obliterate. Why doesn't the smoke move?
At the very least, Dave, I was just going to say, I would at least, if nothing else, that the smoke would drop and scatter from the propulsion.
That's what I'm saying. The propulsion should obliterate that smoke. Okay. Yep. It should obliterate that smoke, right? And when these rockets go up, they just go out and they crash into Bermuda Triangle, where nobody kind of hangs out there. Weird that that's a not occupied place. And if somebody is out there by chance, by accident, that got through, the restricted area, they might just disappear. And the Bermuda Triangle got someone else, huh? Yeah,
but what do you think is happening there with that rocket? Do you think it's not really a rocket taking off? What are you saying?
No, so some of the rockets, excuse me, some of the rockets are pure CGI. Some of them are, I think that one was pure CGI. Some of the times they're launching balloons, right? They're just helium balloons, like the space shuttle. And other times they don't launch anything, and it's just a movie. But it's when you look at it and and start seeing what's going on. Now, I believe they do launch smaller rockets up into the sky, but they're not nearly the size that they tell us, right? You guys have seen it when now this is something going up, and it looks like it ends up scraping the firmament, right? Yeah. Are we looking up or are we looking down? This is weird. Okay, look at this little thing right here. I don't know what that is, but here's a guy wake surfing. Okay, here's a guy wake surfing on water. I don't know. Maybe NASA's wake surfing up on the firmament. I don't know. I don't know. But they're not going to space. All right, they're not going to space. I'm trying to find the.
By the way, just a point of reference just for the audiences in general, but the International Space Station, is only 254 miles above the Earth's surface.
Yeah.
Which, in the grand scheme of things, even by NASA's standards or whatever, that's not even breaking the atmosphere.
Right. So it's
you're not really in space.
When Elon Musk launched his Tesla in space, right? With total ridiculous. But you could see the whole globe Earth. Now, the space station doesn't have a view of this. Space station can't see any curvature. It's not high enough. Okay. Right. This is only 170 miles up. Space station's 250.
Right.
Okay,
So
both
more
fake.
BS. Yeah.
More and complete and total BS. Right? Complete and total BS. Right?
So is that a complete lie that pilots can tell the Earth is round? Because you hear people say that, like, "Oh, I just ask a pilot."
Yeah, no, we've talked to many pilots. Most of them know the the pilots like for Qantas that do the southern routes. They all know, and many, and more pilots know now. On the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, if you click the frequently asked questions button and go to the are all pilots and scientists in on it. Where is that button? It's on there somewhere. There's a button for pilots and scientists. Where is it? Space agencies. Oh, right there. Pilots and scientists. We have tons of whistleblowers there. There's astronauts that have whistleblown. The Polish astronaut said we never went to space. Earth is flat, and then he disappeared. You know, Buzz Aldrin said, "No, you didn't watch me land on the moon. That was all CGI. That was an animation." Right? They're telling us all the time. And then Neil Armstrong, in one of his speeches at a commencement speech, he ended it by saying, "One day, hopefully, the protective veil of lies." The veil of information will be revealed or whatever. Basically, a very cryptic message saying one day the truth is going to come out. One day the truth is going to come out. So,
have you seen Moonwalkers?
Moonwalkers.
I just saw that last week with Ron Perlman. That was a great movie. It was about them filming a video in case they didn't land on the moon. They had their video ready.
Yeah, that was really good. And another good one is what's the one about where they were going to Mars and then the spaceship blew up and they had to kill the astronauts because they were still alive on Earth. Kind of.
Well, I don't think I know that one.
It's called it's yes you have. It's a Capricorn 1. Capricorn 1. Look that up. It's great.
I'll look that up.
Great movie.
This is kind of off the subject, but I know Jetai, we were talking about this. We were kind of curious where you stand on do you think there's a cure for cancer and they're like all covering it up?
Oh my God, there's so many cures for cancer. It's ridiculous. There was cures years ago, but they've all been suppressed. Cancer is like the number one driver. You know what? There was no cancer before people started getting things in their arms back in the, was it 50s or 40s or whatever it was? I mean, cancer took off when this became a popular thing. The CDC admits, I'm choking on my tea, admits they and on one of the influenza vaccines one year, I got to be careful what I say because we don't want to get a strike here. That they put the S and the letter V, well, I'll say it, and the number 40, it was actually put into the plunger. Okay, and over 100 million people got it, and that's the virus that causes cancer. Okay, 100 million Americans got it.
Oh my gosh!
They gave it to everybody, and nobody cares. Nobody seems to. Nothing matters. Nobody cares. Okay, and it just goes on and on from there. I know cures for cancer. Okay, I know that there's energy cures. The Rife machine, amazing, right? I down in Mexico, I'm friends with a guy that builds these Tesla coils, and they had people that had inoperable brain tumors, and somehow, by coincidence, I'm not claiming that their machine's anything. The entire thing went away when they used the machine. Okay, entire thing went away. Okay, it's unreal. The whole. I don't want to say I'm stumbling on my words because I want this to be on YouTube. But the answer is yes. They're it's not even they don't even lie about what it is. It's caused by parasites and other toxins. If you just keep yourself clean, you're not going to get that thing.
Me and Joe talk about sometimes where when Magic Johnson got AIDS, that was like an automatic death sentence, and he's like completely fine now.
Yeah, he's totally fine. Wait, but again, that's what I wanted to show you. If that's another psyop. Who's the one guy that survives the intercourse disease? Yeah. The guy with a Magic Johnson.
Oh my God.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Okay. And they love their sexual innuendos, right? The first shot that SpaceX, whoops, that's not what I want to show you. The first shot that SpaceX showed from space is this, and it says sex in the clouds. Okay.
Oh,
Right?
I see that.
You guys thought so sex in the clouds. Very, very interesting, right? So then, this is just maybe my dirty mind, but this is what they show us. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cock and balls comes to mind, but maybe I'm just a dirty old man. Okay. And then if you look at Jeff Bezos's rocket, Jeff Bezos' rocket couldn't look anything more like a phallic dick, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know what it looks like, this is his rocket, and this is Virgin Galactic's rocket. Do you see any similarity? Okay.
Oh my God.
All right. Wait, hold on. There's more. There's more. Okay. So whenever Jeff Bezos launches a rocket, the cameraman either has Tourette's or something, and he has this upward down, not left or right.
Yeah.
He can keep it in focus, but he's got this up and down little twitch of the penis rocket. Okay.
Yeah.
The penis rocket. Okay. All right. Are they, well, why would they do that? Why would they do that? Please. And then the first illustration from NASA when they talked about going to the moon is this. Okay. Is this right?
Yeah.
Am I a dirty old man? All right.
Oh my
Everything
God.
that you've shown us is phallic shaped.
One more. And so, Don Pettit talked about that. Well, they're tired of drinking their coffee out of, would you drink coffee in space? First, the coffee's going to float around with all your stomach acids. It's going to go through your digestion. How you wouldn't have explosive diarrhea and destroy the entire space station is beyond what even imaginable. Okay. But they like drinking out of cups. So they built a special cup. Okay. All right. What does that look like? What does that look like?
Oh.
It's a vagina. It even has
oh.
it's a vagina.
That's
Okay.
so funny.
And then the way when they show them drinking out of, they're drinking out of it like literally like it's a sexual experience because it is
Right.
for them. All right. Crazy.
Well, you know how Dunkin' Donuts is around here, Dave. People are obsessed. They can't just go a little bit without coffee.
I know people are crazy. They love their coffee. They love indoctrinating kids. They love, NASA is literally cartoons. Space is cartoons for adults and kids, right? You talk to any kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an astronaut. They've got them. They've trapped their mind. They have them living on a ball. Why does it matter? Let's talk about why it matters, then we'll wrap it up. I know we're super over, but I think this was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. So why does it matter? And the thing is, your thoughts create your reality. If they can keep your thoughts in fear and in lack, we're running out of food, we're running out of land, we're running out of water, we're running out of energy, we're running out of, the asteroid's going to take us out, and you're believing in that. And then you live in fear, your thoughts lose their manifestation power. And then if you're like, well, we just have this globe. What if there's more land? What if there's more land than just this globe? What if there's more land beyond Antarctica? Now, I don't need to speculate what's beyond Antarctica. Where am I going here? I don't need to speculate what's beyond Antarctica, but it's fun to. So how would you hide the Earth? So here's a map, and let's say this is the regular Mercator map, and we cut out part of South America and North America, and we wrap it around a sphere, and we teach kids in school. There's no boats, there's no planes, okay? And we teach kids in school that there is no Europe, there is no Australia, there is no Africa. There's just this part of here, and you're not allowed to go to this white dot. It's very dangerous. We have to protect the ice and the penguins. Okay, right? So this is all that there is, and then you wouldn't even know that Europe existed, right? We don't have radios, we don't have anything. Okay, you wouldn't know, and this is your prison. Okay,
Yeah.
So what if the world was like this? Joseph, pay attention here. Maybe you've seen this. Okay, so we have all of these ponds. We live in a pond. We live in the center of this one right here. Okay, these ponds, pieces of the plane, a planet, if you will, and we cut it out and we wrap it around a sphere, and we say, this is where you live, and you're not allowed to explore south. South is this white area, which is at the bottom of a ball that nobody seems to be able to circumnavigate. Okay, you're not allowed to go explore here. This is all that there is. Okay, this is a problem, right? This is a prison for your mind. And it stops you from using your full potential, gaining your full potential, becoming the true superpower person that you are. They don't want you to know that you have psychic abilities. They don't want you to know that you have freedom, that you have God-given rights, and nobody can give you your rights. They can only try to take them away, and they can't take them away unless you agree. So they trick you into agreeing, right? They trick you into agreeing to all of their nonsense.
Dave,
But
are
what
you
is their
familiar with
agenda?
real quick on Antarctica? Richard Byrd, the pilot, said that he flew into a cavern in his diaries and talked about seeing all sorts of stuff in Antarctica.
Yeah. So Antarctica, when Richard Byrd went out there and said there's more land bigger than the United States that no human has ever set foot upon, he was whoops, not what I want to show you. He was reigned as a hero, and then everyone said, "All right, all the countries jump aboard. We can't go to Antarctica anymore." Wait, I discovered more land. No people are there. No animals are there. There's no environmental issues, even though environmentalism wasn't a word back then. And it's filled with resources. And then every country in the world ends up agreeing that we can't go there and explore. Okay, wait a minute. Well, we have to protect the ice and the penguins. Wait a minute. We can destroy the Amazon, but we got to protect the ice and the penguins. And there's resources there, and there's no people to displace. And it's retarded. All right. I'm using the word because it is retarded. All right. And Admiral Byrd had his parades, and they made he's a big guy. He's a big deal. But what is really out there? And the truth is, we don't know. There's stories of the Iron Republic about in the 1800s about more land beyond Antarctica with advanced civilizations, right? Advanced civilizations out there, right? Let me show you this. You guys have probably seen this, but I added some new stuff to it. This is a ship tracking website. You can track all cargo ships. We found some ships that were crazy distances, 730 miles inland from the closest bay. How does an active ship get 730 miles inland? Okay. And it's 1.9 miles above sea level. How, even if there was an inlet, how did it get 1.9 miles above sea level? Okay. How does that happen? Right. So here's another one, 905 miles inland, 905 miles, right? 2.37 miles above. And he's almost at the center. That's almost where the alleged South Pole is. Wow. Okay. How does a ship get there? Okay. How does a ship get there? And the answer is, what if? Okay. What if the world was set up like this? Right. And when they take you from Santiago to the center of this island here, which is bigger than the United States, Canada, Mexico, doubled, they tell you you're at Antarctica and this is it. And they tell you that there's an ice wall all the way around, but in reality, it's open waterways to other lands. But nobody is allowed to explore beyond 60 degrees south. So you would never even be able to see them, never be able to get close enough to zoom in on them. Okay. Maybe you would, right? Yeah. But so what happens if what's going on here? Why did that happen? Oh, there you go. Sorry about that. So one of those ships we looked at, and it said it was from the island of Kiribati, or the nation of Kiribati. Where's Kiribati? Out here in the middle of the South Pacific, nowhere, right? There it is. I put a pin on it. It's a tiny little sand atoll, a coral atoll, or whatever you want to call it. And China gave them $10 billion recently. It's a very important trade route. America, I think they gave them billions and billions recently. And we're all interested in this little island. Why would a ship need to stop there? Why would a ship need to stop there? Right? For it to be a trade route. And here's the other thing. You know that Captain Cook tried to circumnavigate Antarctica. It's only 13,000 miles around. It took him 3.5 years. He went over 68,000 miles. There's a Captain Cook hotel in Kiribati. Coincidence. We got a ship that's in a possible place. You got a Captain Cook hotel. Okay. Not done. There's more. Yeah. Okay. So recently, we're looking at ship tracking on Kiribati, and we see all of these ships here at their they have a gigantic pier, by the way, gigantic pier. And we're looking at them, and either they're going to an unknown destination or they're going to Christmas Island. Christmas Island. Santa Claus.
It's
Satan
like
Claus.
they're mocking us, Dave.
They're well, maybe that's their code or whatever. So you got all these ships going to weird or nowhere places from this little island. What could they be exporting from there? There's not even enough land to grow anything. Most of it's unpopulated, right? What are they trading? Are they trading computer chips, tuna fish, children? I don't know. Weapons, maybe
All of the
who knows?
above.
Oh, all of the above. So
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of other things, right? So on a flat Earth, on a globe Earth, you have 24 lines coming from North Pole to South Pole, evenly divided. And those are all your time zones. They just spin around. So they should all be perfectly straight curved lines dividing the world up into time zones. Makes perfect sense. Do you know that there's how many time zones? That there's time zones in the north, there's 18 time zones, and in the south, there's 32 time zones. And if you look how they're broken up, it actually is the perfect way to hide the globe, hide the flat Earth, and make it work on a globe. There's 32 time zones. It doesn't work. But there's also this weird time zone at the date line. And if we look at that time zone, right, there's over 3.5 time zones in here, but they're claiming this is one time zone. Guess what's in the weirdest spot of all? Kiribati.
Yeah.
Right in that little nook. Like, why would there be a little nook like that?
You know what this means? I don't, but I want to know. I mean, there's too many strikes. And then if you look at all the news from years ago, Kiribati, nuclear testing there. They're blowing up nuclear bombs there left and right. But people are living there. Okay, no problem. It's like they don't want people going there. Like, I don't want to go there. They blew up nuclear bombs there. It's radiation. Well, you shouldn't go to Vegas either then. Okay. Yeah. Speaking of Vegas, we're having a conference in Las Vegas, October 21st and 22nd, called Flattoberfest. And you can check it out on my website at flatearthdave.com. One of the reports, one of the soldiers said, he goes, the nuclear bomb was so crazy. When I put my hand over my face, I could see my bones of my hands through my hands, like Bugs Bunny. Okay. Yeah. That's what he said in an interview. Okay. They're mocking us. Okay. They're mocking us.
Can you go back one slide?
Oh, go back one slide. Go ahead. What do you want me to do?
When you go, can you go back to the big map with it was like a rainbow globe, a rainbow map?
Yeah, it's gonna take me a second. Where is it? Oh, over here. That was all the time zones, and that's just showing you all the alleged time zones. Hold on, there it is. Time zones. Okay, that one.
Yep. Todd wanted to show that one more time for Gay Pride Month.
I knew you were going there.
Todd, what are you doing for Gay Pride Month? Hey, you know what? I don't want to say it. Never mind. If you put Gay Pride as one, listen, I have no problem with people, whatever your situation is, but this whole agenda is insane. Gay Pride put together has the word demon in it. I don't know. It's just a coincidence, I'm sure.
Interesting.
God, Dave.
I did want to ask Dave this question, like, without going down a whole rabbit hole, but like, so you live kind of equidistant to like New York City and also Sandy Hook. You must know someone, a friend of a friend, or someone that either died in one of those tragedies. No, because I know you don't believe in them. That's the only reason I'm asking.
So that's another discussion you're not allowed to have on here. But I have lots of information. I was involved in several documentaries about that. And here's the thing: don't believe anything I say. If you want to know the truth about that's been removed from YouTube, write this website down: stoplookthink.com, and then search Sandy and the fishing thing, and then watch a few of those videos. There's one of them called "Unraveling SH" by in 2, 3, 4, and 5 dimensions. That one will hook you. Okay, that one will get you to see the deception. And there's so many things. It's not a theory. It's an emotional topic that people can't look at the logic. But it's crazy. From people winning the lottery 50 friggin' times, right? To every one of those families was everyone but one or two of the families that had somebody involved was packed up and ready to move before it happened and move the next day. Weird. They all moved to the town within the year of it happening. So all the people that happened to their kid, they moved there the same year and they moved out the day after. They were all packed up, like they were brought in for a project and then they left. Okay. Very, very weird. Wouldn't you say? Isn't that weird?
But
weird?
Joe, I think this is one we just have to agree to disagree with him. Otherwise, we're going to go down a rabbit hole.
Well, I don't want you to go down a rabbit hole. I want you to go watch the video and make up your own mind. Don't listen to anything I have to do, right? And those families, setting up their GoFundMe's before the 3 days before it happened. That's weird. Can I get a weird on that one? Robbie Parker set up his GoFundMe 3 days before the event happened. Weird. Right.
That was a mistake you weren't supposed to see.
Yeah. Wait. And then the other thing is, you guys have kids, right? When you have kids in first grade, you're the average age, I don't know, 25 to 32 years old. The average age of those parents was something like 47. The average age of all of the parents that had a kid involved was something like 47, or it was a number that never, ever, ever anywhere in the world has ever happened, ever, anywhere. In any class of first graders, you do not have that average age. Weird.
Joe, that's something I wouldn't mind looking into a little bit because
for sure.
Listen, stoplookthink.com. Here's the thing. You can believe whatever you want. It's easy to believe. It takes no effort. Stoplookthink.com. There's a whole bunch of videos. Take a week. Watch those videos. Okay. Watch those videos and don't watch it with the purpose of debunking them. Right. And you won't be able to. So there you go.
All right. Yeah.
Awesome.
Jetai, did you have a question?
No.
She's blown away. She passed out.
Okay. Well, I think basically if you got this far and you haven't watched, definitely click on the link so you can watch, because this won't make much sense unless you're actually watching the video. Dave, we love having you on. This is the third time with you. This is our 100th show.
Oh, nice. I appreciate that. Just one other thing on the app. The friend finder, we hit 104,000. So if you think the flat earth is not real, just take a look at the app. Let this page load for a second. Look at all the people in the United States. Look, I'll zoom in on Connecticut. Pretty crazy. Where is Connecticut? Can't even see. Yeah. Look at all these people. These are all flat earthers. Okay. And on the app, you can message them. People get together. People are getting married. People are getting jobs. People are hiring people. People are doing all sorts of stuff.
Taking over the globe.
Using the friend finder. And it's taking a big upgrade coming very soon. It's going to be like Facebook, whole social media thing. You can friend people. You do all sorts of stuff. Like if I go to my my profile, this is what the new profile is going to be like. You can post things and
cool.
All sorts of stuff. Yeah, it's going to be cool. And you can friend people, and then you're going to be able to play interactive games. I got like this tile game that's coming out, and I'll be able to connect with you, connect with a friend, and then we can play each other and talk to each other while we do it.
Flat Earth map. So Dave, where is the friend finder on here?
It's the handshake button.
The handshake. So I'm on the regular Flat Earth clock screen. The handshake.
I'll show you. I'll show you where it is. So go to.
Oh, I got it. The handshake.
All right. And then the first time you go there, it's going to ask you to register. Listen, the app takes no personal information. You can even put a fake email address in there. Just don't forget your password. Okay. Just because. and then so once you're in there, you can check it out, and you get messages like, hey, we did a radius message. I said, everyone within 50 kilometers, we're having a meetup at Rico's Pizza in Stanford, and 75 people showed up.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
And Joe and Jetai, you guys know I'll meet someone from this app.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so many people. There's so many people. Here's the thing. Every blue dot on there is somebody that you can be best friends with. That's somebody that could even be more than a best friend, depending on your life situation. Right. And everyone, like, I've never met a blue dot I don't like. Everyone on there knows that we don't live on a spinning ball. That's a huge step, right? They know that, the boogeyman is not real. Okay. They know lots of things. And so if you're of that mindset, there's no better true friend finder. Look, a new person just joined. It's growing super fast. It's growing
Yeah.
super fast.
If I was going to
No,
have
wait.
a side piece, I would want her to be
Yeah.
a flat earther.
Damn right. Damn
Yeah.
right. Because that's a hot woman right there.
dude, that's a hot chick right there. You know
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
Dave, what was the website again for the convention?
The convention very easy, right? It's on flatearthfestivals.com, but if you just hit the shopping cart button on the app,
Yeah.
the first that's not even there. Actually, it's not on here yet because we're waiting, because we're actually having a conference, an online conference, June 23rd and June 24th. It's called the Mount Meru Summit, and you get 50% off if you use my code, and it's like $50. It's a 2-day full conference about health, about flat Earth, about all freedom. It's mind blowing. It's such a great thing. It's fantastic. So come to the conference, and then come virtually to the conference. And by the way, if you're busy for part of the day, it's all right. Just go back and watch it later. You have access to it forever afterwards. It's phenomenal. But flatearthdave.com, the link to the conference is there, and the link right at the top of the page, the link to the Flattoberfest in Vegas, October 21st and 22nd, that weekend. And it's going to be a super amazing time. But more importantly, right now, the Flat Earth Virtual Summit, flatearthdave.com, check that out. And you know what? Even if you don't believe the Earth is flat, you're going to learn some stuff, and then you'll know the Earth is flat also. But that's a side benefit. But you're going to learn some stuff about health. David Avocado Wolf is going to be there. His presentation alone will blow your mind. And I'll be there on a panel also.
I think it'd be a blast. And now me and you are both Caribbean guys. I love the Caribbean. Would you still take the trip to the Flat Earth Festival over like a free paid trip to the Caribbean?
Oh, if I had a choice, free paid trip to the Caribbean or Flattoberfest? Is that what you're saying? I have to make a choice?
Yeah.
I would do Flattoberfest if it's the same amount of time. Okay.
Yeah.
And it would have been tougher a couple of years ago, because now I spend 2 months in Mexico every winter. So so I can I have my Caribbean, my tropical itch scratched.
Nice.
I have my fit.
So I think we got to wrap this up, but thanks so much for coming on with us, Dave. And like I said, we're going to put the video up on YouTube, and this is the 3rd time, so thanks a lot.
Appreciate it. The app, by the way, $3. There's an $11 a year subscription if you want to be able to message people. You don't have to get it. I would like you to get it, and you might want to get it because it just does a lot more. It's $11. Basically, we're at a bar, you bought me a margarita, and you stiff the bartender on the tip. All right. So, and that's for a year, right? But wait, also just one other thing on the app, if you're in the friend finder and you click this button right here, that shows you your referral page. You get a random number right here. Just click the pencil, edit it. You can change yours to Todd. All right, that's a good name. And then anyone, if someone you're talking flat Earth with somebody, which you will be because you'll be obsessed with it once you realize it's flat. They'll say, where do I get the app? Say, oh yeah, by the way, when it asks you for a referral code, just put in my name. And if you get 11 points or more, you can trade them in for a year subscription. Okay. Right? I make it pretty easy.
Cool.
And it's also fun because you can go on the leaderboard. And if you look on the leaderboard, these are the top 50 people that if it loads, there it is, the top 50 people, the referrals. So you can see what everyone's doing.
Do you think I'm gonna win that?
2,200. Man in America came out of nowhere into 3rd place with 218.
Todd would convert the people at NASA to join the Flat Earth Society if this is about referrals.
But not the Flat Earth Society, okay? Yeah. That's controlled opposition. So,
this was awesome.
Yeah.
All
right. And next time you book me, you at least have to check off, I'm not sure if it's a globe, okay? Because you checked off a spinning globe, right? You guys are way past the spinning globe. Come on.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
We definitely are, Dave.
Yeah, it's easier to say it's a spinning globe because then you don't have to deal with all of the ignorant people that have no idea that they don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. All right. Thanks so much.
The end is here. Thank you so much for Dave Weiss for coming back to our show, Crimes, Conspiracies, and Beyond. Please subscribe. Check us out on Clovercrest Media, Facebook, and Spotify. All you gotta do is believe. Antarctica and beyond. Peace out.